Hi, I'm Ben Quiggle, editor of Woodall's Campground Magazine, and this is another edition of Supplier Showcase, and I am with Tim Moen, who is the president, founder of Moen's Mix, which actually was the mix that you guys sell, I guess, was started by your mom, correct?
Yeah, she basically was selling it with her potpourri at women's craft shows. And my buddies and I worked our way through college in North Dakota selling potpourri for my mom. So that was an interesting ride. Uh, she was selling it out of sandwich bags, and I teased her about it initially. And then my wife ended up seeing a mouse in our laundry room. I went down to the laundry room in the basement and couldn't find the mouse, so I put peanut butter traps everywhere. And I went down to get the mouse in the morning, and I had 5 mice, and I didn't know how the heck they were getting into our house. And I've since found out that we had cinder block for our walls, and cinder block is a terrible foundation because it's hollow. Anyway, long story short, I trapped them for many weeks and couldn't get on top of the problem. And my parents came from North Dakota, and I said, "Bring me some of that mouse junk you're peddling at your shows." And I put it out, and literally within 2 days, we were mouse free. And long story short, my mother sadly ended up getting Alzheimer's disease, and she had to quit her crafts shows that she'd done for 50 years. I was a high school art teacher, and I knew how well the stuff worked. So I drew the logo and did the packaging, and that kind of takes us to where we are today with our product. We've been at the Waco, the Wisconsin Area Campground Owners Show, for about 10 years now. And the stuff works incredible in campers, farm equipment, classic cars, things like that. Anything locked up, you get all winter out of 6 months. Most products from hardware stores only gives you about 30 days.
Yeah.
Typically because it's just essential oil on sawdust packs and it goes dead super fast. But ours will last all winter, like October through April. So people love it in campers. And yeah, it's just a really great product. And we give to the Alzheimer's Association in my mother's name. So we donate quite a bit every year for that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and so we're looking at the website. So you scroll down a little bit, you can kind of see some of the products. You guys have a couple different products. So I think the one here on the left is the critter crumbs. I guess what's that, I guess?
Well, I think of our product as strong, stronger, and holy smokes. The regular mouse mix, which a lot of campgrounds sell in their stores, that'll do about a 25 to 32 foot camper really effectively. That's the regular mouse mix. And then the critter crumbs I created originally for deer and rabbits in the garden, but it is an incredible product in a large camper, like the big destination trailers and the 40-some foot fifth wheel campers and big RVs. Both products work really well.
Yeah, and then you have the other mix. Let's go back here, 1 second. Technology, gotta love it. And so you go back here, and you got the mouse mix, I guess. So this is your regular strength product, I would imagine.
And that retails for $20, so it's a really great price point. It's like saying, would you spend $20 to winterize a camper? Sure, you would. Yeah. It keeps them from eating upholstery, wiring, and from urinating inside and everything. Mice, they drip oil and rub their urine all over everything they crawl in, and the newer the camper, the more holes they have in them, it seems. Anyway, they get into every camper in existence, and we just get them to leave once they do get in. You don't want them staying all winter or for long periods of time in those campers, because if they urinate on the carpet and the mattresses, you'll never get that smell out. It's terrible.
Yeah, and then you do have a farm pack, which is kind of interesting.
The farm pack, that's our strongest product. That comes in a big 1 gallon bucket, And we sell that to a lot of campgrounds that are doing their own equipment, like their own tractors and skid
Yeah.
steers and landscaping, because it works awesome with deer and rabbits and moles and voles in the lawn. So a lot of campgrounds will buy that for their own use to winterize cabins and to do their equipment and that. And then they sell the mouse mix in their campground store to their clientele.
Yeah. So you do have like a wholesale program, it looks like, and then it's kind of an interesting I love the how to use page because I think you get something like this and you really want to know how to use it appropriately, and you guys have some great photos here of how to use the product. And it's kind of an interesting product because of a lot of things we run into. It's either the park owners sell and don't use, or the park owners use and don't sell. But you can kind of do both. They can use your
Right.
product and they can sell it to the campers, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, it's the strongest stuff out there you can buy. It's a pleasant scent. It's baked in with Japanese peppermint, and I guess the long story of it, it shuts down the mouse's ability to find a mate and find food adequately. So it's almost like having Vicks Vapor Rub held in your face and being told to smell the cookies next door. You can't smell them, and if they're making a living with their nose, they're going to take off out of there and get out of your camper.
Yeah.
Mice can't go 5 minutes without pooping, so you'll have a little bit of droppings in the camper, which can't, if you have a great product, if they get in, hate your product, and leave, they're going to leave a little droppings. But it just stops the wire damage, the upholstery damage, and the urination all over in the camper.
And you also have like a subscription program, which is kind of neat. I guess, do a lot of people do the subscription program? Do you sell a lot of those?
Yeah, they do. Mostly the subscription program is for homeowners
Yeah.
because you've always got to be on guard with your basement and your crawl spaces and things like that, because especially in wooded areas, everyone says, "Oh, mice only try to get in the fall." Well, that's not true, because I've lived in a wooded area and they would try to get in no matter what. So the subscription on our website, that's kind of a nice thing, because a lot of times you put the product out in your home or garage and then you forget to redo it until all of a sudden you're invaded again. The scent will last about 4 months in a home. Anything locked up like a camper, a classic car, even a backyard shed, anything with limited air circulation, you're going to get half a year out of, which is really a great plus. But the
Yeah.
subscription's just kind of nice because all of a sudden you'll get it in the mail. It's like, oh, yeah, it's time to replace my stuff. So it's kind of a nice reminder, I guess we'll say.
And it says mouse mix in the title, but it repels, like what you mentioned before, rabbits, deer, squirrels, chipmunks, skunks, moles,
Yeah.
voles, raccoons. So I
Well,
mean,
we had a
yeah,
woman at when before we came out with the package design and everything, when we were at these different festivals and things, we had a woman that was using the mouse mix on deer and rabbits. She said, "It's a wonderful product. I love it. I just wish it lasted longer outside." So then I pretty much doubled up the amount of Japanese peppermint, and then that's why I made the critter crumbs, which basically is, I meant for it to be for outdoor stuff, but then I thought, wow, this really works well in a huge camper. So it's been around about 8 years now with the critter crumbs and about 10 years with the mouse mix. And a lot of people kind of like the bigger hammer or the more powerful one to do the larger campers.
and I know you mentioned landscaping purpose. I know a lot of parks have children, pets walking around. I guess the good stuff,
Exactly.
non-toxic to
Yeah,
children.
if your dog gets a hold of it, he'll have minty fresh breath. So you don't want to put poisons in that out, because I mean, if you put a peanut butter trap in your camper, you're going to bring in 20 and trap one. And here you brought them in with peanut butter. So you don't want to put, they love poisons. They can smell the poison. They want it, and they come into garages, campers, everything. It's a big no-no to use poisons and traps because that just lures them in and you're asking for trouble. Ours makes it so they basically can't find a mate and find food. So, I mean, wouldn't you leave if you couldn't find a mate?
I don't know. I don't want to answer that question. So, where do you guys So, do you manufacture this in where you live, or?
Yep, it's manufactured. We have facilities in Hudson, Wisconsin, and
Okay.
we ship all over the nation. And we've sent to Madagascar before to missionaries to keep rats out of their cabins, and we've sent to London. We've sent it all over the world. But we sell at a lot of different hardware stores and farm and ranch stores throughout the United States, and anyway, no, it's just a really good product. And like I said, we donate to the Alzheimer's Association in my mom's name, and we're pretty proud of that. And it's got a really good wholesale price point. So your campground stores, they make good money for themselves and offer their customers a great product that works for a long period of time.
Yeah. Well, and people can learn more about Mouse Mix at mousemix.us. And is there like a phone number or email they can also use to contact you?
Yeah, if you go to mousemix.us, then we do have a contact email. Our email is sales@mousemix.us.
Okay.
And you can certainly call if you have any questions too. My name is Tim, and last name is Moen, Moen. My number is 952-210-8992, and love to talk to people about the product and answer any questions that they may have about selling in their campground stores and using it on their grounds in their guest cabins and things like that, and their landscaping machinery, and really it's limitless with the amount of things you can do with it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, that's exciting. And, I see you every year at the Wisconsin Association of Campground Owners show, and you always have people there looking at your booth. So I think it's a great product, and thanks for sharing it with us.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll see everyone next time.